else. Okay. How about now? Can you hear my voice now? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hey. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are, you know what, man? You guys are phenom. Anyhow, here's what we wanted to talk about on this wonderful Friday. And I might have, if I missed this, this is why I'm here. I'm here because my job is to bring peace into your mind. It's called cessation of war, my friend. Peace into your mind means that your body will take positive action towards the goal of your choice. This is what I call living free, living MMPC. It's a routine, it's kind of a discipline, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living every day. It helps you. Let me see, what does the Soldier of Self-Mastery lifestyle help you do? Listen, it'll help you do many things, but I'm here to talk about the trick. What if you can trick your mind? Jim talked about this, right? He asked the question, what if you could, what would you trick yourself into? What would you trick yourself into? If you could trick yourself into doing something that you know you need to do, but you haven't done it, you've been thinking about it, you're struggling with it, and now you're in front of this video and you're feeling kind of like focused right now for the moment, right? You're focused right now. Is it possible that you can trick yourself to do something that you don't want to do? Stop getting angry is a good trick to switch out emotions. Well, the truth, Jim, is that you're not going to be able to stop getting angry. We're always going to be angry. What we need to do is, how can we trick ourselves into channeling that energy, right? That's the goal, right? How can you take your anger? Because you're going to use, listen, people get angry. I used to get angry and I would go to the casino. That was one of my major escapes. Was getting angry for whatever reason. Life happens, right? You know, something happens. You fell short. You missed the bullseye for that day. Or for half a day. So it was hiding away in the casino, spending hours in the casino, away from everybody, right? For me, that's the way it used to be. The casino for me was like Elon Musk putting me on a spaceship, like putting me on one of his rockets, SpaceX, and sending me to Mars. That's what it was like for me back then. It was like I would pay, you know, in my imagination, I'm thinking this is what it's like. I would pay Elon Musk all this money and he would put me on those special rocket, like a neat rocket, and I would land in the casino, right? Mars. And I could be there for hours and I could lose myself in the pleasure of luxury, of superficiality, of fakeness and falsehoods and lies and deception. By the way, did I say that gambling is a lie? I got to make sure that I mention all forms of gambling is a lie. That was me. You know, that was me, right? I can't do that anymore. I had to trick myself. I had to trick myself out of that state, out of that movement, out of that comfort zone, out of the devil's playground. I had to. I had no choice. Now, I'm here, my friend. You're on the other side. I know Jim's talking about Jim. I really enjoy Jim. He's a great guy. He's Tucson, Arizona. He specializes in helping individuals get better mobility through his motorized systems, bicycles, if you will. But I notice a lot about people sometimes. I notice when people comment, I notice, just like you guys, you know, it's a pretty amazing thing when you think about it, but the more time that you spend with somebody, you really get to know who that person is. You really know, you really begin to see the deepest, the darkest secrets. You see the failures. You see all the mistakes and all of these things, but you also get to see the victories. Little squirter there. Every once in a while you get a squirter, you know. But that, see, and my friend, I've been talking about this. Listen, you can trick yourself. You can trick yourself if you want to trick yourself to become a non-smoker. You can trick yourself if you want to become, if you want to lose weight or you want to gain muscle. You can trick yourself into becoming happier, even when you're not happy. You can trick yourself to the point where your emotions actually begin to believe what you're wanting, if that makes sense. A lot of people hurting out there, a lot of people in pain, a lot of people hiding. They don't know what to do. They're scared. They're embarrassed. They're ashamed. A lot of people don't know what to do. But I know that if you can learn how to trick yourself, you see, when you spend time with yourself, when you journal, when you write, when you look at yourself, something amazing happens. We run from this, most people run from looking at themselves because, number one, it's a little painful. And Jim, I'm talking to you also here about this because I think this is important if you're watching. It's painful. It is, it's painful. Now, that's what we've been trained to think. We've been trained to think that it's painful, that it's hard, that it's, you know, whatever. So what do we need to do? You know, we believe that things are difficult. That's why we struggle. We struggle because that's what we believe. We believe that it's difficult. We really can't get away from it. That's what we say to ourselves continuously with our own mouth. We're actually tricking ourselves every single day, and we don't even realize it. You actually trick yourself every single day, and you may not even be aware of it unless you are consciously aware of what you're saying and what you're thinking. And how can you become consciously aware? Through journaling, by keeping an eye on your life, by reflecting, by analyzing. See, this is what it takes for us to really succeed in business, in relationships, on YouTube, if you will. Of course, we can have our videos shut down too. But you have to be willing, and this is the pleasure of life. And I've been really thinking about this. In fact, I was reading out of the magic book, The 7 Human Evolutionary Needs. One of the needs in here, let me pull it up real quick. It's kind of interesting. We have to have the 7 human evolutionary needs. Every human being in this world will strive to meet these 7 human evolutionary needs. By the way, shout out to Coach Travis and Coach Minky. Thank you for the book. Did I mention that gambling is a lie? I might have forgotten to say that, but gambling is a lie. All forms of gambling is a lie. Every human being in this world will strive to meet these 7 human evolutionary needs. They are essentially hardwired into us, which means they are something we strive to achieve subconsciously. Most of the time, we're not even aware. But there's 7 of these. Are there more? Are there less? I don't know, but there's 7 that are out there. Here's one of them. We change variation. We have to have some variance in our lives. We need to have something that sparks our spontaneity. We can only function in a common scenery and pattern for so long. Our natural being craves change. I'm going to read that again. Our natural being craves change. We crave, we hunger, we desire, what is it? Not lament. We thirst for this. We crave adventure and exploration. We can only function in a common scenery and pattern for so long. But you know what happens? See, we're being tricked. We're being duped by society. We're being duped by family. We're being tricked by business people. We're being duped by anybody that can actually dupe you. Honestly, anybody out there, because everybody's like, Jim had mentioned this, everybody's out there like in survival mode. It's a very, very dangerous, it's not a dangerous character trait or whatever you want to call it, but you have to know how to control it. And most people don't know. Most people do not know. Most people are blinded. And listen, I have my own failures in my life. I'm going through some. I overcame gambling. By the way, did I tell you that gambling is a lie? I might have forgotten to mention this in my broadcast here. But all form of gambling, whether it be lottery, whether it be scratchers, whether it be watching roosters or pit bulls, what kind of a human being would want to watch another animal kill? Maybe not eat, but kill or maim another animal. What kind of a human being have we become? Now, this has been going around for a long time, right? I cannot watch an animal kill another animal. To me, that's meeting the human need. You see, in order, why? Because they help us survive. The human body will automatically take on habits to survive and thrive. All creatures on this planet do everything in their power to survive. A fish in the sea will not just let itself die. It will seek to mate. It will swim much faster away from predators. And so would you. So would you. If you're in the ocean, you know that you're not just going to lay there if you felt a shark nibble at one of your feet, take a toe off, or whatever. I don't think you'd stay right there in the water, right? The human body, and it's the same thing, us today, survival, business. What's important to us? Business is important. Generating income, earning a living. You know, one of the things that I really need to talk about more, one of the reasons why gamblers gamble is because they want to make more money, right? The more money that you have, the more choices that you have, the better living that you can have. Unfortunately, gambling is a lie. It's a lie. So we're living in a time right now, I call this post-tribulation period. We're living in a time where I refer back to the proverb of the proverb of the King James version in Psalm 23. It says, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death." You and I are walking through the valley of the shadow of death. So here we are. We need to learn how to trick ourselves into doing the things that we need to do. Right? What is it that you need to do? Maybe you need to generate an extra $2,500 a month. Maybe you need to trick yourself into generating an extra $2,500 a month or 2,500 pounds a month so that you can do what you need to do responsibly. And I'm not talking about casino. By the way, did I mention that gambling is a lie? All forms of gambling are a lie. I might have forgotten to mention that. Sometimes I get a little amnesia or I get sidetracked and I don't say the things that I really want to say. So I just want to make sure that I get that out there. Gambling is a lie. We trick. What is it that you're tricking yourself into? How do we, let me tell you one, because I'm going to be ending pretty soon here. I got to go to take care of some business. One of the easiest ways that I find today that you can actually trick yourself into doing something that you haven't done, that you want to do, that you've been struggling with, is something that I call labeling. I call it labeling. And it ties in very well with using your journal. And you know what? If you're not using your journal, shame on you. Really, shame on you if you're not using your journal, because you're missing out on a blessing. This is a true blessing. Remember earlier I was talking about how hard it is to look at oneself, how hard it is to go inside oneself and start asking, like, who am I? Why am I doing, why am I doing what I'm doing today? Why am I doing what I'm doing today? What is what I'm doing? Is it helping others? Is it making progress? Is it serving me? What does it do for me? What I do on a daily basis, does it make me more depressed? Does it make me more sad? Does it put me further in the hole, the black hole? What's the black hole like? The black hole can be a very, very dark place for you. Very dark. It could be a place where nobody understands me. Nobody knows where I'm at. Nobody cares. I'm all alone. Is my life even worth living? That's the dark. That's the black hole, man. That's the black hole. And that hole, let me tell you, if you stay there, right? A lot of people are there. There's a lot of gamblers there. There's a lot of business owners there. There's a lot of family. There's a lot of young people there. They're in the black hole. How do you get out of the black hole? Remember I said the valley of the shadow of death. Labeling. You have to learn to label yourself. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be known by on a daily basis? By your customers, by your clients, by your colleagues, by your family members? Are you the type of person that likes to continually walk on eggshells in front of people, like people pleasing what does that lead to, right? People pleasing, that leads to anger, that leads to jealousy, that leads to rage, that leads to road rage. My friend on the other side, what do you need to trick yourself into? Let me see if I got a question. Hopefully I've been chatting away here. STJ, it's simply dangerous out there from our evolutionary response to saber-toothed tigers. STJ, yeah. Yumoto, we must reject what people pontificate, what is successful, what is great, what is worthy. Listening to people like this will negatively affect our emotions if we let them. Exactly. Nick, like a special mission to Mars to save humanity. Well, hey, welcome. Shout out to Nick there, Chicago, USA. Keith Robinson, thank you for a few people have joined in here. And then there's Gabino that was on there earlier. Let me tell you, my friend, listen, life is going to be really hard every day. Life is going to be hard every day going forward for you and me. It's going to get harder. That's for sure. It's obvious. It's going to get more challenging. The price of things are going to go up. In fact, they may skyrocket at one point. Living the people that are out there right now that are in survival mode are going to go into a hyper survival mode. We're going to see more of these people. There's probably going to be, right now, as we know, there's a lot of suicides. I know among veterans, I'm a veteran, so I keep up with what's happening in the world a little bit, tiny bit. Suicide rate has gone up dramatically. Well, we're living in this post-tribulation period. Marriages are breaking apart. Narcissistic behaviors are being displayed. Narcissism, and as a life coach, I am a certified life coach. I'm a licensed life and health agent. So I study these things because I want to know about me, right? The more I know about Santos, the more I know about Santos Rolon Jr., the more I know about Santos, the more I can know about another human being. Now, not everybody's going to be the same like me, but if I can understand myself better, if I can understand Santos Rolon Jr. better, right? What makes Santos Rolon Jr. tick? Why do I do what I do? Why do I speak the way? Why do I relabel myself as a soldier? Why have I relabeled myself as the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist? Why have I labeled myself philosopher of everyday victorious living? Why do I use mantras on myself like I'm going to make my day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of? Why do I do this? Why do I remind myself that every day there's always going to be room for improvement within room for improvement? Why do I do this to myself? Why am I tricking myself? I'm showing you something here. Why do I remind myself that there's always room for improvement within room for improvement, and your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders? Your great life is going to come out of a great series of good, great, positive, monumental, best, terrific, over the top reminders. Reminders. The problem gambler is on the wrong path. By the way, gambling is a lie. If I've forgotten to mention that, I might have forgotten. But the gambler is on the path where he's reminding himself. Remember I said this earlier, right? I said that your good life will come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. A body in motion stays in motion. Well, guess what? A negative reminder, a constant flow of negative reminders will also keep your body in motion, right? How? You're going to be moving in the negative direction, right? A constant flow of negative reminders will keep your body constantly flowing in a negative direction. A constant flow of positive reminders will keep your body and mind moving in the right direction. That's what I call cessation of war. Peace means cessation of war. War ends. War ends. Now, doesn't mean that war ends in the world. We are in the world. We are in the war of worlds, my friends. Tom Cruise made a movie, I think it was. We are in the war of worlds. We are. You can see that. What do you mean? Look at people, humanity. There's darkness, there's light, there's a lot of contrast. Listen, if you don't see these things, then you need to hang around me a little bit more. Okay? If you don't see these things that I'm talking about in this video, you need to hang around me more. You need to follow me more, and you need to watch more of my live and my videos. Because I'm sending out a warning to people. It's not just about gambling anymore. You know, gambling is not, by the way, I might have forgotten to say this, but gambling is a lie. Gambling is not just walking into a casino. Gambling is conducting business, running a business that's going to drag your name and eventually your bank account into the ground. That's gambling right there. We see businesses go up and down all the time. What other forms of gambling other than cards and, you know, playing cards, playing, you know, it's a good night at the table. It's a good night at the table. Let them roll. Craps, you know, I used to get into, that's one of the reasons why I got into the casino was for the craps. Big table, you roll the craps, you get all those numbers, 7-Eleven. And then it went to the slot machines. And I had a love affair with the slot machine. Love affair for many years, many hours. They were there. That machine was faithful. Every time that I had a problem in life, I tricked myself. Every time that I had a problem, I would speed. I would drive fast. In fact, sometimes I would even get speeding tickets. I would drive so fast to these casinos. I just had to get there. For some reason, you know, it was an hour and a half driving, and I just had to get there. I had to get there as fast as possible. I couldn't take my time. My heart would pound. I tell you, man, there's a lot of it's a sad SAD, sad state of affairs, what's going on. So gambling can be in many different forms. And if you're gambling and you know that you're gambling, I'm going to encourage you to follow. I'm going to encourage you to Soldier Scribe to this mission. Make sure that you turn on your notifications to all. So when I go live, we can interact. You can learn. You can take some notes, right? You can take some notes down. You can learn how to apply journaling for yourself. Believe me, I'll do you good. You follow me, I'll do you good. I'll remind you. I may not be on the airwaves every single day. Well, if you want to hire me as a coach, right? If you want to hire me as a coach and you want me to spend time with you every day, you can do that. That's going to be pretty pricey. But other than that, you're welcome to join my community. Take advantage of all my free tools. And you can also interact with me on Sundays. And, well, if you have a question, I'm doing my best here. Of course, when I get in the zone, my friends, I'm not going to apologize for this, but when I get in the zone, and there's a message that needs to go out. I don't often, I do get inspiration. Sometimes I don't get inspiration, but whenever I get really inspired in the middle of the day or something like this, I'm studying, I'm reading, I'm thinking, there's somebody that needs to hear the message. And I'm very grateful. I'm thankful to be alive. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be on this planet, and neither do you. So whatever it is that you got to do, start doing it. Do it today. Start right now. Don't wait till tomorrow or next week, because you got to remember, right? Again, I'm going to remind us. By the way, gambling's a lie. Did I mention that? I might have forgotten to say that gambling's actually a lie. All forms of gambling. So you've got Monday, right? Monday, like most people think, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday, Sunday. And then after Sunday, right, Monday, and then comes someday. Right? So you got, what is it? You got Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then you've got someday. Someday. Some people actually believe that that's a part of the calendar. There are people that actually believe that someday is actually in the calendar. That's how much of a trickery is going on in the minds of people. You and I know that someday is not part of the calendar, right? It's obvious. But to most people, Santos, yes. Am I on Mars? Am I on Mars, or am I talking reality here, man? The world's #1 problem gambling interventionist. I am accountable. You know what, you guys out in the audience, I want to thank you, all of you. There's a bunch of people here watching. I thank all of you for watching. I thank you. You know why? Because you are my accountability. You're my accountability for doing what I do. So I thank you. And when I make millions of dollars, I'll pay you. You got to send me your email address and all that stuff. People think, would you pay me? Man, you know what? If I'm earning millions of dollars, dude, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be giving away on YouTube. I'd be giving away money. I'd be doing all kinds of shit, man. I do it right now with what I have, and it's not much. But I tell you, man, if I was bringing in $1 million a month now, I'd be helping out a few people in the right way. You know, you just don't hand out money and just give it out there. Anyways, Milad B24, thumbs up. Thank you for that. And so, Jim, what are you going to trick yourself into? I sometimes gamble in the casino. Procrastination. Yeah, that's a gambling on the idea that everything will be okay in the future and putting action off. Whoa, that's suicide, my friend. You can lose big time in the casino. Procrastination. You can lose big time. You can lose your dignity. You know what? You can lose your self-worth. I was at the park the other day and I watched a lady walking. And it's not the first time. You've seen this. Our minds are not something to be toyed with. Our minds are fragile. And I'm realizing this more and more, that our minds are not, they're not to be toyed with. Because look at, I think about the Hitler days, right? In the days of Hitler, what was Hitler doing? Hitler was putting images. He was using images and he was using sounds through repetition. He was using something that was subliminal. And the reason, and what he was also doing was repetitive. So he had all these soldiers, right? He had all these people that were following him. He'd like mind control. When I look at the world today, what do I see? I see people that they don't know who they are. And most people are not even willing to look at themselves. They don't want it. They're fine with the programming, with the I call that, you know, when you, the hypnotic trance of the world. So we're being tricked. If you're gambling like Jim, you're being tricked. Jim, you're tricking yourself, Jim, if you're doing that. And I'm not here to judge you because, listen, I'm going through some of the most challenging experiences right now personally myself. And part of it is financially, a little bit. But I'll tell you one thing that I've learned that the tools that I talk about, the tools that I share, I go back and I reuse. Sometimes I haven't, like getting in front of the mirror and talking to myself. That's not something that I do a lot of anymore, but I still do it. I still do it. And when I go back and I say, wow, I could do more of that. I could talk to myself, right? I could do more journaling every day. I have a Perspective app. It's a free app. You can have one too. It's called Perspective. It's interactive. It sends you messages and it reminds you, hey, would you like to put some lines in your, would you like to do some lines here on your, that sounds weird. Would you like to do some lines? My cocaine days. Would you like to put a few lines here on this? How was your day? And it's not like you're out there by yourself, and we need to stick together. Community. I'm gonna encourage you. Follow me. I'll do you good. I promise you that. I'm not going anywheres, but just deeper inside myself to search, find out more about me and what I can do, how much greater I can serve humanity. Not just, I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing. And my process has been slow. I see people succeed, make a lot of money, and do all kinds of things. I'm not focused on that. I think about Walt Disney. Walt Disney never stepped foot physically in his park. Walt Disney created Walt Disney, the park, right? Whatever that is. But he, in his mind, he was already there. He didn't step in it physically. He didn't touch the fruit of his labor. Or did he? Did he? In his mind, in his imagination, in his creativity, in that area where you can go and you can let it all loose and just think and explore and dig inside yourself and say, wow, you know, the gift of God, the ability that I have, I need to trick myself away from the casino. I need to trick myself into more discipline. I need to trick myself every day to have more of a better routine for myself. I need to trick myself to do journaling, right? Journal, at least every day. Journal, because it'll help me. Oh man, I get too excited. Anyhow, let me end the broadcast here. Thank you guys. So that is Santos for you. And so let me see, it is Friday. I will be live on Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Invite somebody. Bring your notes. I would encourage you to take some notes because we can get some good ideas going on that broadcast. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a special guest. His name's Jeremy Craig. He's going to be on that broadcast. He is a former gambler. I believe he's been free from gambling for about 2 years now. I met him on Facebook, and he's on the East Coast. So he's going to be with us on Sunday for probably about 30 minutes or so. He's going to share a little bit about his story. He's going to share what he's been doing and how he's kept himself free through his struggles and his new journey. So he'll be with us on Sunday. Looking forward to that. People may think I am narcissistic because I am talking to myself. These ideas of expanding the mind, it's okay. Well, we all have narcissism, Jim. You have it just as well as I have it. And there's people that actually, and we also have psychopathic sinful behavior. It's in all of us. The difference between people is that some folks are willing to look and identify these behaviors. Others won't. For some reason, they can't. It's too painful. It's not in the cards. And I'm seeing people, and I'm hoping that some of these people will actually find their way out of this black hole that they're in. You know, how is it my brother is in a black hole? My sister is in a black hole. I was in a black hole. How is it that I've been able to trick myself out of that? I know what the black hole is, and I know what it is to be outside the black hole. Santos, then you must have it all together, man. Of course I do. Right? I've got it all together, man. I'm like Mr. Humpty Dumpty, sat on the wall. All the king's horses and all the king's men put Humpty Dumpty back together again. I'm on a new journey. I'm facing different experiences. I'm building a community of believers, soldiers of self-mastery. What is my goal? Bring you peace. Peace into your mind so that your body will take positive action towards the goal of your choice. Not mine, not your husband's, not your wife's. Well, if you're married, then you should work together. You work together, not separate. But it's not your child, right? It's not about your mom and your dad. Your body will take positive action towards the goal of your choice when you have peace of mind, which is what I call MMPC. Mind, mouth, power, congruency. Living free, living MMPC. This is the soldier of self-mastery philosophy of thinking. Analyzing, looking at ourselves, thinking about where we want to go in life, how we're doing it, how we're doing things, instead of just being robots dictated by time and cause and effect, by family, or like a pinball. If you ever played Pinball Wizard, there's a song by, I don't know, is it Journey, Pinball Wizard? Pinball Wizard. And you feel like you're a pinball. You're bing, bing, bong, bong, flap, 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 bing, bing, pong, 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 bing. Every once in a while you get the numbers, you hit the score, you know, it's a good day, man. And the numbers rack up. But most of the time you feel like a pinball. You have to trick yourself. I'm going to help you do that. Follow me, stay in tune, more broadcasts coming. Share. If you like my vibe, if you like what I'm doing, I'm going to encourage you to share this. Promote my channel. Promote my videos. Help me reach others. Again, we don't know how much time we have, right? You don't know. I don't know. I need to earn a living. I need help. I want to help you earn a living. You need help, right? We can barter. It's called bartering. Believe me, I'll help you. If you want to make more money, I'll help you make more money. Guaranteed. Because I'll throw ideas and I'll show you how you can start using your own mind and trick yourself and resources. There's nothing wrong with this, because if you don't trick yourself, somebody else is going to trick you. So am I trying to trick you? Yes, I'm trying to trick you. What am I trying to trick you? I'm trying to trick you into tricking yourself so that you'll do the right thing. That's my trick, right? How do I benefit from that? Well, you know what? You might share, you might buy a book from me, right? You might not buy. You might share with somebody, hey, Santos did this. They might buy a book. Somebody might decide to go coaching with me. You know what? I want to hang out with Santos for 7 days, man. For 7 days, for 2 weeks. I just want to hang out with him every day for an hour. So he can help pick my mind and we can figure this thing out that I'm fucking stuck with, I'm troubled with. I'm going to pay Santos for that. Okay? Well, see, you may not do it. You may not need this, but you might know somebody else that can afford, right? I'm not that expensive, by the way. Believe me, I'm not as a life coach. So this is how I earn a living, right? I earn a living by helping you achieve your goal, by making sure that I bring peace. We talked about that. Cessation of war. That's primary goal when we sit down at the table for 45 minutes, is to make sure that we get to that place where we begin to really, really discover. That's where life becomes fun. I tell you, you're going to go, listen, when you go with me on a discovery, if you're willing to accept my challenge one day as a coach, you're going to go into something very special. You're going to find things. We're going to open up a treasure box deep within you that you probably didn't know you had. That's the special thing about uncovering and discovering. That is the special thing about the power of a mastermind session, a live. You see, right now we're doing some interactive, but my energy is not really focused towards just one person here, because I know that there's a few guests here, followers, partners, if you will. But when I'm sitting one-on-one with you, and we are laser focused on that thing that's keeping you up late at night, that's not letting you sleep, that thing that's causing pain in your body, it's giving you pain, you're beginning to feel the pain of that thing. Maybe you've heard the famous Les Brown. By the way, he's going through cancer. The famous Les Brown, he says it's not what you're eating, right? It's not about the broccoli and the white rice and the meat. It's not about the shrimp. It's about what's eating you. That's what it's really about. When we identify and extract and refill with encouragement, with inspiration, with motivation, with learning from your failure, because that's what we'll look at, right? We'll look at the failure. Okay, let's identify here. You failed? Okay, that's good. You failed. Let's take a look at it. Let's dissect it. Let's put it under the microscope, right? Let's change the lens and put it under a 10 times. What is it? Scope? Glass? I don't know how deep they go. But you know, the more that you put something under a microscope and you just look at it, You begin to find things and you begin to realize, man, I don't have to believe this lie anymore because it started way back here. Freedom. Freedom. Peace into the mind. Your body will take positive action towards the goal of your choice. I call it living free, living MMPC, mind, mouth, power, congruency. I might have forgotten to mention this, but gambling is a lie. All forms of gambling is a lie. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out, all of you guys. Expect a check from me. Expect a check from me for at least $500. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets a check for $500 and says, Santos, I don't know what you said to me, but I received a check for $500. Well, let me know if my prophecy comes to pass. Then that means that I'm a good prophet. Yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out. Once again, the Soldier of Self-Mastery, the world's #1 problem gambling interventionist, Santos. Hashtag I am Santos Jr. 209. Peace through strength, right? Or is it strength through peace? It takes courage for you to be you. And it takes courage to follow me. I'll see you on my next one.